Hi, welcome to this episode of Media Champions. I'm your host, Mary Therese Griffin in Atlanta. Today, we're going to go up to New York and visit with Brian Dolan. He is with WorkReduce, and we're so happy you're on the show today. Welcome, Brian.
Thanks. It's great to do that.
Thank you for saying yes again. Thank you for what you do. You help people that are in need of putting their message out there. You know, in this day and age of where we are, especially post-COVID, we have less people, but the mission is still the same. And media and marketing is growing by leaps and bounds. Let's talk about what you do.
Sure. WorkReduce is a platform for providing talent to the media buying industry. We focus on digital media buying and analytics, and effectively, we provide liquidity into the human capital market.
So I'm curious to know, how do you distinguish audience profiles between social media platforms? I know there's a recipe for everybody, but not the same one.
Sure. Well, in my position, I'm really agnostic on how you're figuring out who the audiences are. It's really about I'm providing the professionals who are going to help you figure out those audiences. So for us, it's all about identifying the right talent, for the right clients. Our clients are largely these, the agency holding companies, major brands, and so we find them professionals who are going to answer that question for them. And I stay neutral on a lot of those more technical issues.
Yeah, staying neutral is A-okay in my book too. But you're smart enough to figure out how to find the follow-on forces. I always like to call that being Lincoln-esque, because President Lincoln created his cabinet with all the people that ran against him because they all knew something that was going to help him with his job. So this is great. I love this. When we are talking
I was a history major, and I love a good Lincoln reference.
Yeah, right. You got to love Link. When you think about how the trends are changing in marketing and media, especially with what you do, how do you see the next couple of years? Because people need to be ready for some fast change.
Yeah, I think the underlying thing that we can count on is complexity in marketing and media buying is increasing. Right, we've got a couple trends that are driving it. Long term, it's always driven by where consumer eyeballs are going. That's a steady shift from one platform to another. And then we have an increase in difficulty of measuring. So that impacts every aspect of the planning cycle, from planning to understanding the reporting and impact. And so from where we sit, it's all about having the right people, and especially enough people in place to get that executed correctly and quickly. I heard from an agency CEO today, errors are caused mainly in her mind by lack of the right people. And that's errors including execution errors and strategic errors, right? So you've got to have enough people and the right people in the seats to get it all done and navigate all this change that we can count on coming.
How important is it, Brian, for companies, and I know you work with a lot of big ones, even if they have an internal media or marketing department and maybe they want to, put the boss out there to do the branding and the messaging, and that's okay. But how important is it for them to partner with somebody like you who's in the trenches doing this every day, day in and day out? Pretty good idea.
Yeah, so, what we see is that people's needs vary, right? So you have new business wins, you have seasonality, and, you can't always staff to that. If your business needs are a wave, right, you're either going to pick a straight line in your staffing that's too high or too low, right? There's no way to kind of meet, something that isn't flat with a staff plan that's flat. So having a partner that's allowing you to navigate, right, and ideally have your capital needs be as lean as possible and still be able to flex, that's where it's at. That's where you're kind of delivering the most shareholder value, the most marketing value. And so you've got partners like us, and we have a bunch of competitors who are doing similar things that have different solutions for solving that. What we see the most interest right now is a strong kind of flex to FTE platform where you get flex people in, and then you can convert them really quickly to FTEs when you find that really good match with your team and our talent. So that's where we see the big impact right now and the strong demand.
Well, you guys are doing it with gusto, Brian. I love your website, by the way. Thank you so much for saying yes to Media Champions. Come back anytime.
Love to come back, Mary Therese. It was wonderful to chat with you.
You as well. And the rest of you are going to be so excited to get hooked up with Brian. We can help you do that. You can find him by finding us right here at dailyadbrief.com. I'm Mary Therese Griffin in Atlanta. We'll see you next time for more Media Champions.
Simplify presents Addressable CTV, combining the power of TV with the targeting and attribution of digital. Simplify's Addressable CTV delivers massive reach with the ability to scale without sacrificing precision. TV buyers can generate incremental reach with household-level targeting, frequency controls, reporting, and insights. To learn more about Simplify's Addressable CTV and what it can do for your clients, visit simply.fi.